On today's video, we're going to fillet up a northern pike using the full fillet method. The tips of the fork bones run right along the tip of the knife. You can kind of see them right there in this line, okay? And then kind of the other tip extends over this way a little bit. They kind of the fork is kind of like this, and then the one single prong kind of goes back like that. So what we're going to be doing is cutting on the top part of this line of the tips of the fork bones and kind of angling in, and then we're going to go underneath, coming in right on this lateral line and kind of scooping underneath, and we're going to get that whole wedge of fork bones out. Alright, so we're going to go just on top of that line of fork bones, and we're going to make a cut just to kind of guide us and kind of watch for them, and about that far back. Okay, and you can feel them with the tip of the knife, okay? That's why it's very helpful to actually have a fillet knife, you know, something with a little bit of bend to it, something with some good feeling, and of course, again, have it be very sharp. Okay, so we're going in there, and we're just kind of angling over the tops of these fork bones. Just angling in there. Okay, just like that. Okay, and you can see them and you can hear them. They're right there. Those are those fork bones. So we're just kind of going, and we're just going to pull this off until we go off the edge of them. Okay? They seem to come up a little higher in the front. Right there. Okay. And now we're going to go in right on this lateral line and go up underneath them. Okay? Just like that. I'm going to run right along that line. Okay? And now we're going to be going underneath of them. And again, sharp knife. Very important. And you can see right here, this is the other side of them, okay? That's the other side of the fork bones. Okay? And now, I'm actually pulling them right out. Okay? There we go. Okay, and it's the same thing here. Again, you can kind of see these tips of the fork bones right here. You can even feel them. I can even feel them through these gloves, right? So I'm going to make a score mark right above them. Alright, so kind of the same thing. I go down till I can just start to feel those fork bones, and then I'm going to curve out, okay? Just kind of curving it out. And I'm just going to kind of lift it up a little bit. Okay. They're all right along there. Okay, then we're going to go right along this lateral line. Okay, same thing. Kind of get underneath of them. There, just underneath them. There. Bones there. Well, I took those wedges of fork bones that we took out of the pike, kind of set them on this black background, right? And you know, we've been talking about fork bones this whole video. Well, that's what they look like, okay? That's one of the fork bones. That's why this is cut open. I removed this from right there, okay? And this fork bone sits just like that, alright? Okay? And if you remember, we had those tips of the fork bone kind of sticking out, and that guided our first cut, right? This was our first cut, and then we kind of angled out and away. Well, that tip that we were working off of is right there. That's the one. We cut across like this, and we came down, and we angled out and away, right? Again, that fork bone sits in there just like that. And of course, it's a fork bone, so we got this other piece, right? And that piece, we had to come in, and that was our second cut, right along this lateral line, right? Again, that sits there like that, so we had to come along like this, and then go underneath it and back, right? So I thought actually seeing the bone would give you a little better idea of how it actually sits in there and what you're up against as far as getting them out. Remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. It's Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. Hey, thanks for watching and God bless.